Happy Friday, folks. Anthony Speciale here with Speciale Analysis for another edition of Unedited and on the Edge of the Market. Today we are going to do something a little bit different. We are going to cover the energy sector. Why? Because it's the number one performing sector in the market right now. We're going to look at a whole bunch of different stocks, some of which you may already have in your portfolio and others you may be looking at. So we're going to cover, 15 stocks in less than 15 minutes. Let's jump right in. So first things first. Where do we always start off? Well, the underlying asset to the energy sector is the light sweet crude market, especially for us here in the United States. So, big picture, just had a major breakout last week, looking to potentially test the 2008 highs at 147.27. If we blow through that, every bit of 190 could potentially be in the works for WTI. So, sit tight, get ready to pay more at the pump. But if you can make some in the market, you can easily offset it. So while everybody else is suffering, you could be cashing in. It is what it is. So don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Next up, XLE. This is a ticker that tracks the energy sector as a whole, an ETF. You can see market is in a clear uptrend, ripping higher. Looking at some near-term resistance, around 98 bucks. Going to look a little higher than that for the next set of resistance, about 115.5. So just keep in mind, market continues to move. There's opportunity. We continue to get breakouts, weekly settlements, 1+%. We're in it to win it. Next up, USO, ETF that tracks the United States crude market. Big long-term trend channel right there. Being broken as we speak. We're going to likely settle above it this week in a very clean and clear uptrend. Now, this is the primary ETF that monitors the underlying futures asset. So if you're not a futures trader, if you're an options trader, or you're an ETF buyer, here you go. You can buy calls on the USO. You can buy the ETF itself. There's plenty of opportunities to take part without touching the futures market if you so desire. One of my personal favorites, CVX, Chevron Corporation. We've been watching this now for quite a while. Great breakout, perfect retest. We have tightened up our stop for a very, very small risk, and we have a very conservative target that continues to climb for us. So Chevron 200 plus, not out of the question in the near future, currently sitting 179.64. BP, British Petroleum. Again, breaking out, nice uptrend, approaching a couple forms of resistance. You may want to keep this in mind if you're looking for profit-taking ideas. You have some resistance today at 35. You have some at 38. You have some more at about 42. So if you're looking to scale out, there is some resistance on the horizon. Perhaps not a bad idea to put a little money in your pocket along the way. Another American icon, ExxonMobil. Huge breakout of a channel extension this week. You could see it's going to settle up. And where do we head from there? We have this week some resistance, 114-ish. Following that, 116-ish. So we got a little bit to go before we work this large channel here. No reason that this is unattainable in the near future. So if you're an Exxon owner, Exxon buyer, great stock, performing really well. You can see a little bit of consolidation like the energy sector had as it fought resistance. And then that baby just broke, and it broke again. So we're off to the races here, doing really, really well. Next up, Marathon Oil, MRO. Huge breakout here. Looking for what's considered a long-term channel extension completion. We're up, we should be looking in the $40 area. So if you own Marathon Oil, this was the ideal place to buy. This is certainly an ideal place to cash in on some profits. Not saying you have to exit your trade, but may not be a bad idea to put some money in the bank. Listen, as we continue to get these, my dad just texted me, Passaic Ave Sunoco station, which is close to us, $5.55 for regular. So listen, it is happening, folks. It doesn't matter what you do, what you say, what you want it to be. It is happening. Another personal favorite of mine, Cheniere Energy, ticker LNG. It's trying to break out here. This is more of a overall play on liquid natural gas and things of that nature, not necessarily particular to oil, but Listen, we are going to have some natural gas issues globally, and this is a wonderful company, not only for the product itself, the underlying product itself, but they are in transportation, deliverables, logistics. This is really a great company. LNG, Cheniere Energy, it's moving at 140, potential targets in the 179 handle. So don't think that there isn't some upside here as well. Another personal favorite of mine, Valero Energy Corporation. Look at these huge breakouts. Boom, big breakout. Boom, big breakout. Testing some long-term resistance here. And then we go for a full channel extension after that, which is going to put us into the mid-200s. So we'll see if it breaks. If it does, it could have at it. But this is certainly a huge sign of strength at all-time highs. So Valero Energy is in it to win it. What else do we have here? Occidental Petroleum Corporation. Testing resistance and being reactive to it. If you're long Occidental, you may want to consider taking some profits here. You could see this is a big long-term channel structure. Resistance, 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 and is in fact holding at this moment as resistance. I'm not saying it won't blow through it, but I am telling you that price is absolutely positively being reactive to it in this moment. So just keep that in mind if you are long Occidental. Linde, beautiful uptrend, working, continuing to work. Beautiful impulses, corrections. Any opportunity to buy at support seems like it's working well. You could look at a shorter term support structure here by connecting this low with that low, and you can basically see that the price is really moving quite sharply. Look at it, even a little shorter term resistance if you want to see it, but that is our current channel projection for LIN. Air Products Chemicals. Tested some support here, retested, broke, looking for some breakouts. Definitely some resistance above 277, call it 275 to take some profits. 308, call it 305 to take some profits there as well before we push into a larger channel structure. But you can see, big picture, these are all working in the same direction. MRC Global, big downtrend, but look at what we have going on recently. Looking for some resistance in and around the $14 area. I would consider taking some profits off the table. PBF Energy, huge breakout. Last week, look at this. This is a buying opportunity, folks. When you see price do this, people get scared. They go, oh my God, I missed the opportunity. You didn't miss it. It just slapped you in the face. This is telling you the buyers are stacked up. The price is going higher. This is where you got to get in. When you see a confirmation like this, that right there, for me, tells me that there's more to follow through. And that's exactly what's happening. Now, don't get me wrong. Is there going to be profit taking along the way? There's always profit taking on the upside. Just like there's profit taking or short covering on the downside. That's how trends work. But we look for confirmation, and that's how we know when it's time to get in and when it's time to get out. Last but not least, Energy Transfer, LP. Big downtrend. We have broken the big downtrend channel here. We have I don't want to call it a sideways trend, but a secondary trend that we have successfully broken above, and on many occasions for many weeks confirmed that we are in fact going to stay above it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 10 weeks to confirm that this area that was once resistance is now support. Price is pushing a little bit higher. What are we looking for? About $14, and then again at about $17 for some immediate profit taking. So guys, that wraps up our ultra quick, ultra look at the energy sector. Some big names. I want to throw them at you. I assume many of you may have these in your portfolio. You may be trading them. Clearly, the energy sector is where it's at the moment. This is a global issue, if you want to call it that. So this is not going away. Everything you touch, everything you have, everything you see, everything that exists, every service, every product, all stems from the raw petroleum product, which is crude oil. Crude oil is going up. Every company that specializes in that sector, whatever it is they do, is going to go up with it. So keep that in mind as you're trading. You may want to consider taking profits on the way up. You may also want to consider leaving a little piece of your positions on to run, because we do not know how high the energy sector is going to go. We have seen stranger things over the past couple years. Do not be surprised that if we do surpass the 2008-2009 high of 147.27 on the underlying WTI asset. So guys, with that, I appreciate you as always. I'm humbled that you've taken time out of your day to join me. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it slightly informational, even a little bit entertaining, if you could below, like, share, subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. We'd like to share all this information with as many folks as possible. If you have questions, comments, concerns, are interested in picking my brain for whatever reason, please email me, info@specialanalysis.com. I'd love to have a chat with you. And beyond that, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed weekend. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, and I will talk to you on Monday.